10:07 on Tuesday morning, Kevin gained such a wonderful, caring, and loving man. He was the best father we could ever ask for. He did everything for my sister, Bubba, my friends, and I. He brought us lunch, drove us all around town, and did anything we wanted to do. If we needed something, we would have it right then and there. Not many dads do that, so I'm lucky to have him as my dad. He made me feel so blessed. He didn't want us to worry about him when he was sick because he wanted us to stay happy and strong, and we did just for him. I love when he'd take several moments to capture a single photo, and we'd all sat there waiting, and then he'd be like, Jordan, you weren't smiling, or Caleb, fix your hair, or actually the lighting looks better shining over here. Every possible thing you'd imagine. He'd tell us every day over and over he loved us and we were beautiful. For Bubba, of course, handsome. He loved us more than anything in the world. My daddy always wanted us to be happy. He wanted us to play sports and always have fun. Anytime I'd ask him something like, Daddy, can I go to Ashland this weekend? He'd say whatever you want. When I was around him, he made me so happy and always made me laugh. He put an effort into me having a good time. He picked my best friend, Aniston, at 6 in the morning. Wait, where did he go? Oh, only dad like him would do that. He got me and my besties matching A&M toboggans. I promised him that I would go to A&M and be a veterinarian. He has recognized my unconditional love for animals. He was so sweet, caring, intelligent, wonderful, and so many other things. There's just too many to say. Words cannot even explain how much I love him. And most importantly, he showed us unconditional love. And also, I would love to bring him back, but I cannot want to do that because now I know he's no longer in pain and in a better place.
I'm not as tall as him. So, first I would like to say thank you to Myra, Melanie, Marjorie, and the others who took care of Kevin in his last days. I'd like to recognize their effort, which is monumental, given Kevin's condition, and I just would like to recognize them and say that that is truly what love looks like. That's taking care of someone who's suffering like that. It's very difficult and it hurts you, but still you do it, and that's just awesome, truly. I met Kevin 2.5 years ago. We had bought a house here. We moved from Pennsylvania, and we needed someone to take care of our pool, and he owned that pool company at that time. I spoke to him for about 5 minutes the first time, and he said he would go over and check everything out and let me know how it's going. Because my realtor had said that it's kind of going green. Well, he called me back and he said, it's not going green, it's green, and you need to, he said, I'll throw a bunch of chemicals in and see what we could do. He ended up, the next time I talked to him for about an hour and a half, and we just instantly connected about everything. We talked about life and politics and computers, because I'm in computers also, so we had like this instant connection. And over the next few weeks, as he was trying to get my pool back in shape, we spoke at least probably 10 other times. And he was the first person to greet us when we got here with the moving van. He came over that day, and he really was a very kind person. During that time, I was really worried about the pool and everything, and he was just like, just don't worry about it. He's like, I got it. He said, take care of what you got to do to move, and the pool will be in great shape when you get here, and it was. And he kept his word, and he did what he needed to do. When we first got here, we didn't have any friends. We just moved to Pennsylvania. We just moved here to Weatherford because we liked the area and we liked the house. And so he was our only local source of information, and he was there for us during the first few months. We eventually found a church and made some more friends, but those few months he was really our only friend. And he would stop by and just chat with us, and we'd have some chili burgers. He introduced us to chili burgers, as Pastor mentioned, he loved those New Mexico green chilies. And we'd sit out by the pool and have burgers and a beer. It was truly just, he helped us to relax and learn the area, and I can't thank him enough for that. Over those few months and the next year and year after that, I learned a lot about Kevin and a few things about Texans. Kevin was hardworking, very motivated, intelligent person. He was into everything, as the pastor had mentioned earlier. He was doing the pool, he was doing networking work, he was doing search engine optimization, which is the Google stuff, and websites. And I learned that Texans have their hands in a lot of pots. They were doing this and that and the other thing. And I guess, that's the one thing I learned about Texans, is that they do a lot of, they wear a lot of hats and have a lot of jobs. Very hardworking kind of people. As far as Kevin, he was always helpful and kind to us. Very relaxed and easygoing, not judgmental, and he was very easy to talk to. And he would, most of the time, unless his daughters were involved, he would drop everything and come over and help us if something was going on with the pool, especially in the early days. And he taught me. He felt like an older brother teaching me how to care for the pool, even though he knew that eventually I would learn on my own, and then he wouldn't earn any money from me any longer. But he was willing to share that knowledge, and some people are not like that. And I know that he would do anything for us. The day before our wedding, the pool light on our pool went out, and we were having our wedding at our house. And I don't know where he was or what he was doing, but he came right over, and we went in the pool and took the light out, and we had to run into town and get a bulb and all that kind of thing, and we put it in, and it still didn't work. And so then we had to figure out why it wasn't working, and he helped me figure that out, and it was actually an electrical issue, that some wires had come loose in one of our electrical boxes. So he stood there and helped me figure it out. He was just that kind of person. And when he did things, he always made sure to do them right and teach me right when it came to pool or even some networking stuff, because I do programming, which is a little bit different than networking, and computer networking is a lot harder than programming. So, as far as a person, he was very confident, but he was also laid back. He wasn't arrogant, he was very humble. Like I said, whenever something went wrong, I'd be like all worried and riled up, and he'd just come over and he'd be like, no worries. He's like, we'll just do X, Y, and Z, and it'll be like new. And it usually was, and I learned that regardless of what it is from him, it can be fixed. If it doesn't kill you, you can basically solve it. So. And whenever we had friends over, we would invite him because he was a talker. He loved to talk and chat and just tell about local history. He knew everything about mineral wells and Weatherford and everything that had happened here. And even, he'd tell stories about how the airport was this and the airport was that, and how his family had owned land over there. And so he knew a lot of local history, and we learned a lot of that from him. And he would just tell stories, and we'd just sit there and listen. And he was good at telling stories. Let's see. The other thing about Kevin is that he loved cats, and we had 3 of them. He watched our house this spring, June, and I know that his kids enjoyed being at the pool, and he enjoyed being at the pool, but I know that he really liked the cats too. Because he took a bunch of videos and sent them to me, and then he's on the phone with me, telling me, this cat, he's so cool. He's the best, and so I know that he really enjoyed cats as a person. But more than that, he loved his kids, and I remember him telling me that he always wanted to be near them, and how they spent so much time. Every time I called him, a lot of times I called him, he was with them doing something, taking them somewhere, and he just would light up when he talked about them with us, and just give us all the details. And he truly didn't want it any other way. That's the way he wanted it. He wanted to be near them all the time. Kevin overall was a true friend. He was responsible and trustworthy, even when he was sick. He had said that he would watch our house, but I knew that he wasn't doing that well, but he still showed up. Sorry. He was always smiling, tried to make you laugh and feel comfortable. He was honest and cared about others. He served our nation, and I thank him for that. He lived a life of honor and dignity, and not because of anything that I've said here today, but that's just the person he was. That's how he lived his life. And Kevin, you were a great friend. To me and Debbie, and I'm sure to many of you here. God brings people into our lives when we need them. And for us, Kevin was one of those people. I will miss you, Kevin. And I know Debbie will miss you. And I know there are many others who will miss you. As Haley would say, rest easy, my friend.